Good morning. Today we are given two angles and we're going to work on the angle side angle theorem to see if that one will produce congruent triangles. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the two angles in the segment provided below to create angle GHJ. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to make a straight line on the bottom of my paper, and I am going to use my compass to, because it says use your compass and straight edge, to go ahead and copy the segment. So at the top of the paper, I'm going to copy it and go to the bottom of the paper, and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to label this as GH. Okay, so I've got my G and H. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call this angle G and this angle H. Okay, now I'm going to copy each angle at the top of the page. So far I've gone to the bottom of the page and I have made line GH by copying. Now I am going to go ahead and measure this, come to the bottom. Okay, we're copying the angle. Now we do the measuring. Come back to the bottom and measure. So now we know, using my straight edge, we are in step 2. We're copying the first angle. Okay. Now step 3 says use the compass and straight edge to copy the next one, angle H. So again, I'm going to go to the top of the paper, make my arc over H, come to the bottom, make my arc around. Okay, go back up and measure. And measure, giving you a chance to catch up. And then I'm going to connect these two dots here. Okay. So I know my angle G is the same size. I'm going to call G prime. G prime is now the same size as G. H prime is now the same size as H. Okay, and then it says extend the two rays until they intersect. Here's where they intersect. There is where we're going to say is going to be J. Okay, now it says measure the side lengths and angles and label them. We're just going to measure the side lengths. So I know, and I measured it in centimeters, and hopefully you have a ruler there too. Mine is 5 centimeters. This one is 11 centimeters. And my final one is about 7.5. So what I'm guessing by the time you're done measuring, we probably just made congruent triangles. So when I was given two angles and a side length, you probably made the exact same triangle I made. And what we were given was angle on this side, side in the middle, angle. It's really important that the side is in between the two angles. That's why it's angle, side, angle. It's the side in the middle of the two angles. When you're ready, turn the page. We're actually going to skip page 22 because I don't think most of you do not have a protractor. So I'm going to go to the next one. And it says students constructed the angles below. Each student's triangle contains an angle that measures 40 degrees. Here's what they're given: an angle, a side, same side, and another angle. Well, let's see what else we know, okay? So, describe a series of rigid motions to map the two triangles that meet angle side angle. How is it possible we could have gotten from here to here? Does it look like I translated? Doesn't look like I translated because that 60 would be down here. Does it look like I rotated? Did I turn the 60? To me, it looks like the 60s match up and the 40s match up. So here's what I'm thinking. I reflected diagonally. Over the line. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I'm going to write a congruent sentence here. Triangle ABC is congruent to which triangle? So think to yourself, which went with your A? Oh, it was, I screwed that up. Let's try that again. Triangle CPD is congruent to triangle. Which went with your C? C was 40. That's the N. Which went with your P, which was at the top? That should be the T. And which went with your D? That should be the M. So really, we know this works because we have a transformation that we used to keep the triangles congruent. So another one we now have is angle side angle. Okay, don't forget, you're going to be doing the homework, which is number 26. And you are also finishing 25 if you haven't already. And don't forget to check your CPC packet. And if you need help, come at the check-in times. See you tomorrow.